Tell them what we just did.
Okay, so we got talking about something. What were we talking about? I don't even know.
I don't even know.
And drove to, we decided where we were going to go eat. And then we drove to this restaurant. We parked, we got out, we got a table, we got our menus. And then Laine goes, this isn't where we were going to go.
This isn't where we're going. We came
actually ate here last night.
night.
So we said, sorry, we forgot. We're going to
go somewhere else.
So now
we're where we meant to come.
We were going to eat Mexican food. We're cheating and having cheese dip. And I don't know if I'm showing it or not. There it is. And we just ate at the other place last night. So we thought we would come here, and now we're here.
Now we're here. This is where we were headed. Hello, my friends. Okay, so Kevin's always bugging me for content for the vlog. And I know that you do not want to watch me either clean this house, which is what I'm about to do, or work at the prom store. That's not what you're here for. But I do know that the number one question that we get all the time is, have you had any paranormal experiences in any of the houses that you have worked on? I did a video on this years ago, but it's 5 years old now, so I thought I would share those stories again with you. I'm going to give you 3 stories, and I'm hoping that Kevin can patch these 3 stories in between his videos of the work that's going on at Hope Farm right now. So this all came about when I showed you the house that we lived in for 12 years up the street here on Scott Street. If you do not know what is going on, go back and watch earlier videos. The long and the short of it is that it was our very first rehabilitation on a historic property. We sold it 14 years ago. Earlier this year, it was struck by lightning. There was a huge fire, and now someone is rebuilding it, basically. It didn't burn to the ground, but they're having to do so much work. It's a reconstruction. So we have a story from that house, we have a story from Fern in Florida, and we have a story from here in Scotty. So I'll start with the most amazing story, which is the one from up the street, from the house that has since burned. This all started when I asked everybody, hey, if a house burns, do you think the ghost stays? And I want you to also remember, I don't really believe in ghosts. These are all experiences I have had. They're real. They were overwhelmingly shocking, and I don't really believe in ghosts. So what are these? I don't know. You tell me. First one, we bought the house up the street in 1999. We'd been married for 3 years, and it actually had been owned by a guy who was an attorney for the mob, and that's not an exaggeration. And so the security system in this house was insane. It was crazy. And it's the house where everything was pink inside and Pepto-Bismol pink, except for the dining room that was orange. Anyway, so we started rehabilitating the house, doing lots of things, ripping out carpets, sanding floors, redoing windows, tons of things that were very loud and very disruptive. And the very first thing that happened was in the southeast bedroom, we had a window that was open and it wouldn't stay open. So I had propped it open with a broomstick, like a shortened broomstick. And we're up there and I'm in that room and we're talking and we're laughing and we were being kind of loud. That broomstick, it didn't fall out of the window and the window slammed, okay? It flew out of the window and flew all the way across the room. This is a long room, hit the other window, bounced off, and the window slammed so hard that it broke panes of glass in the window. It was like something said, shut up, you're being too loud in this space. And Kevin was with me and we all were like, oh, we had some friends over that night. Our friends Jody and Laura were there with their son. And it was like, okay, all right, we'll be quiet. We finally get the house in a livable state. Our bedroom was gonna be the bedroom on the opposite, so the southwest corner. But our furniture wasn't in yet. So we were sleeping in this southeast bedroom. This is the big ghost story. I wake up one night and it's when you still had clocks on your bedside table that had the red lights. And I looked at the clock and it said 4:44. And the way I was laying, that bedroom was a Jack and Jill bedroom. And so in between, the way I was laying was facing the bathroom door and there was a window in the bathroom. And this is important because this is how coherent I was. Somebody drove by the house. I saw the lights pass the house. So somebody was on the street and I remember thinking, 4:40, who gets up and drives around at 4:44 in the morning? good grief, does somebody have to go to work? I was having this whole internal dialogue about, man, this is so weird. So I was very awake. I turn over in bed, would have been facing Kevin's side of the bed, and there was a man standing on Kevin's side of the bed. He had wavy, shoulder-length brown hair, mustache, black and red flannel shirt, jeans. He looked like he had just marched out of the 1970s, okay? If I would have needed to put him in a decade, I would have said he looked like 70s Jesus. And he was smiling at me, but it wasn't like Sunday school Jesus face. Like, it wasn't a recognizable face. That's just like the closest I can come up with to give you kind of what he looked like, kind of that long wavy hair. And he was smiling at me, and he had blue eyes. I can tell you that too. And I absolutely froze. In that moment, I absolutely froze in terror because there was a man standing next to Kevin's side of the bed. When people say froze in terror, I now know what that means. You think if you wake up and someone is standing in your bedroom, you're going to leap from the bed and grab a closest weapon and react really quickly. No, your girl froze in terror. And the next conscious thought I can remember having is, should I wake Kevin up? But if I move, what's he going to do? So I'm laying there staring at him, having all of these thoughts. But the longer I look at him, I realize that I can see through what would have been his right shoulder, and I can see the picture frame of the picture that's behind him on the wall through this shoulder. The rest of him was completely opaque, but I can see through him. And the longer I stare, the longer I realize, yes, I can see him. He's there, but I can see through this shoulder and I can see the picture behind him. So I think to myself, I'm hallucinating. I'm dreaming. Something is wrong. I mean, I can still feel the terror that I had that moment. So I thought, I'm not going to wake Kevin up. I'm just gonna roll over, and I'm just gonna lay here for a minute. I'm just gonna close my eyes. And then I'm gonna open my eyes here in a minute, and I'm gonna turn back over, and I'm sure he'll be gone. Girl rolls back over. He's still there. Same position, same smile. But now I can see through a little bit more of him. More of his chest is opaque. I repeat this process several times until the last time I turn over, he's there, but he is completely transparent. I can see everything that's behind him, the curtains, the full picture, the wall. The thing to mention, I did not tell anybody this. I didn't tell Kevin this. I didn't tell my parents this. The reason it was so overwhelming an experience was not just like the terror of, oh my gosh, there's somebody in my room and all of that. The feeling of peace and joy and happiness that I was also feeling in that moment were overwhelming.
Good boy. Oh no, it's a jack attack. Oh, that's a good boy, Stanny. And attack Stanny. That's what I'm good at. I can get the ball, but I can attack Stanny. Oh no. Sometimes we don't hear the ball come down. Where's your ball? Where's your ball? Daddy has to go get it for me. Love these floppity floppity ears. Floppity floppity floppity. Sometimes the old lady is made to go outside. Tell him. There's a cat in the yard next to us. Yeah, woof. Tell him. Bark. Yeah. Oh, Bean's out there protecting. Get him, Bean. Get him, Scouty. Tell him. You tell him. There you go. Good girl. She is flat out running. Tell him. You tell him. With my arthritis medicine and I feel good. Dadgummit. Get him. You get him.